What's going on, guys? It's your boy NYC Gaming here, back with another video. And today we're back with League Racing after a long time, but this time on the new game F1 2021 here, as it's the first race for Force Racing League, which was recently changed from FPLR, which I raced in last year here. I've been away on vacation for a bit, so I haven't been able to get much practice on this game, and even when I was able to play a week's worth of this game, I was on controller as my wheel was broken. So I got back 2 hours ago, and this is basically my first time racing the new game here after just an hour of practice. So we're gonna see if the pace is here. I don't expect anything crazy. I would definitely think that consistency would be a bit of an issue, as I haven't really been able to practice that, but we'll see how our one lap pace is here for short qualifying here. So I invalidated my first lap. We're going down here for my commentary lap here. We're going to brake around the 100-meter board, brake down, and down to second gear. We're going to short shift here as it's hard to get down the traction here, making sure not to lose the back end here as we do it nicely, and we open DRS for the second time on the lap. As my first lap I invalidated, so I backed off, and that's why you're seeing a crazy delta. We're getting a bit of dirty air from the Alfa Romeo in front, so that's definitely loses time as we almost lose the car here. We get a huge amount of oversteer on the curb, as the curbs in this game are much more aggressive to go over, which is definitely more realistic, but a lot harder to get used to. As we're getting really held up by the Alfa Romeo here, who is just giving me dirty air, which I'm a bit confused about here. It's going to the hardest corner on the track, easy to lock up, but we get through it cleanly. As Alfa Romeo looks like it's gonna give it past, but no, he's just breaking slipstream, I guess. This is a bit of a weird one here. Let's see if he gets out of the way here, as we can get really hampered, but he does eventually get out of the way after a bit of an awkward moment, as we're going to just do flat out through this nice right-hander and down 3 gears, trying to trail brake to get the extra rotation here through the right-hander as we're going on to the final corner on the track. Easy to get oversteer on exit and spin the car. So we're going to try and hit the apex and brake around the 75 meters. So we're going to take it around nicely, a bit cautious for our first lap, but that's okay, as we're going to cross the line for a 1:26.1, which is a pretty decent banker, but I could definitely go a lot faster here, as that is going to be provisional pole at the moment here. So we're going to go on here to the end of our second lap here with a little bit of time left on the clock here, as we're going to go again for 2 consecutive runs here. But we have a purple sector 2 and we're 4.5 tenths up. We're in 3rd place now with our banker run. As let's see where this run will put us, as the Red Bull who's in first is on another lap. So we're going to probably need to improve more in this lap to see if we can get pole position here. So we're going to cross the line here, and it's going to be first position, provisional pole with the 1:25.7, but I can definitely go faster, as we're going to probably need to get this extra lap in, as we're only just over a tenth faster than the Red Bull who's on his lap now. As we're going through turn 1, we gain almost 2 tenths already going through turn 1 and 2. If we're going to be going into turn 3, see if we can get a decent exit out of this corner, which is always hard, and make sure not to run over the curb on exit. But we get a nice exit. We're 2 and a bit tenths up as we go through the fast right and left hand here, just going through it nicely, a bit out of the racing line, but we didn't really lose much time here. Breaking down into the tricky slow corkscrew as we go, we gain even more time here. It's going to the trickiest corner, especially with me not knowing my braking and throttle well on the new game, but we get it nicely. We lose a little bit of time, but I'd say that was clean enough so we're still able to keep our time advantage. As we go here down to 4th gear, nice. We didn't really attack the curb as much as we probably should, but we still gained time. Again, flat out through this right-hander, and then we're going to trail brake here into this one. This time, trail braking is super important for this corner and getting on throttle early. But we get on it very nice and making sure not to disqualify our lap. As we go into the final corner, almost 4 tenths ahead, but we did have a mistake in our last lap in the final corner. So we're going to be slow in the exit, losing time, but then have a great exit. And we're going to be 4.5 tenths up going into the line. Will this be pole? It's going to be pole position in our first race in a month. Now that is something. I did not expect to be getting pole here, but we'll see how our race pace is. I don't really expect much. I just hopefully we can finish the race here, and next race we can just continue practicing and seeing what we can do here. As we're going on to the end, Marcus doesn't improve on this lap, and we're going to cut on to the end of the formation lap and ready for the race. Something I'd definitely be a bit worried on is our starts, because again, haven't practiced that at all. And throughout the race, the consistency problem I think will be with throttle and brakes, because I think the hard turn on the track will be really hard in race fuel and race conditions, especially with me not knowing my brakes very well and easy to lock up the rears on this game. But also, throttle I think is going to be hard. We're going to be having to counteract a lot of oversteer as we just look through Discord really quickly. But we should be back in the race in just a second, as here we are. So we just want to make sure we can just make it cleanly. We just want to get in a rhythm, you know, get used to the game. Let's see how it goes. So we're just getting ready for the race to start here. It takes a bit. As everyone's just loading in, and we're going to be going off to the 5 red lights here, as we go to 5 red lights for FOR round 1 at Bahrain. It is lights out and away we go. We get a lot of oversteer off the start, and we make a big mistake as we're going to lose 3 positions off the start. They're almost going to go 3 wide to in the middle of the track for P1. We're going to dive it down the inside of the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo squeezed us, and we spin the Alfa Romeo. He left us no option but to spin him. He just kept it on the, he just squeezed us. I don't think he knew I was there, but we're down into 2nd place under pressure from the Red Bull behind. We'll see if he's close enough to dive bomb into the next corner, but he's not. Just 2/10 behind. Probably could have made a dive bomb, but we're going to stay in 2nd place here. I would say that's decent. I mean, it was not a good start, but we were able to get back into 2nd after unfortunately spinning the Alfa Romeo, who I've been in multiple leagues with, who I know as a driver. It's a very clean driver, but ooh, we get a huge amount of oversteer here. And again, that's what I'm talking about with the throttle here, as we go down into 3rd place. But we go in and we break up a deep. Oh, we've run into the back of the Red Bull. Oh no, we've just gotten damage here, and that's gonna hamper our race severely, as we're gonna have to pit for damage here, as damage is a lot more sensitive on this game. See, with the dirty air and the high fuel, we just weren't able to slow the car down confidently enough on the brakes. I was afraid that if I stamped the brakes down even more, I'd have a rear lockup and just spin. So, you can just look at the understeer. We can't go on like this. We're going to have to pit. It's probably going to put us in last position unless other people has damage down below us. But that's unfortunate. I mean, I kind of expected something to happen, but that's really... it's not what you want to see in your first race of the season, but hopefully as we get later on, we will be able to build up that consistency in that racecraft and be able to fight for the championship this year. Hopefully I won't miss many races. So we're going to pit here. Carlos Sainz in the Alpine behind us, and Cosmic in the Mercedes has also pit. So we're going to have to be changing our wing here, which takes an excruciatingly long amount of time. It's really torture to watch, to be honest. It's rough. So it's an 8.4-second pit stop, as we're going to come out in P11 of 13. Very far behind the back of the pack, but we'll see what we can do, as it should be a 2-stop race, so we might be able to catch up later on. Sorry for all the notifications. Wasn't able to turn them off before recording. I'm just kind of rushing a bit. As we're going to be on cold tires, let's see if we can just stay ahead. As we go to turn... Oh god, how could this get any worse? We've spun out of the pits on cold tires. I mean, that's always a corner that I struggle with on the power with oversteer, even on last game, but it's definitely gotten harder this game. And on cold tires, still getting used to the game, it's not helping. But we should stay ahead of the Mercedes of Cosmic, but he dives it down the inside. We almost collide, but I turn away at the last second just to give him room and make sure I don't get spun by his rear tires. So we keep it clean. He's going to be on the soft tires, but I think I fastened him, so he might be putting on pressure for a bit. As we move on to lap 3 here, he's putting pressure on us. He's going to dive down the inside, but he brakes too late, and we're able to just nip it back down the inside here, as he just broke too late for the corner, and we were able to just get the nice little switch back on him. So... I mean, this is not gone how we would expect, but I just want to get into a rhythm here, pull away from the Mercedes behind, and see... I mean, how we can go. I mean, he might be giving us pressure here going out to the main straight, only 7/10 behind. We'll see if he's any risk. As I mentioned earlier, oversteer at that corner is a huge issue for me, as I got on the throttle a bit too early, almost lose the car. He's only 5/10 behind. He's going to probably be looking for a move here, but I don't think he's going to be close enough for it, as we can see cars ahead who have pit due to damage as well. As there's a caution flag ahead, I think a Mercedes is spun. And, oh, look at that. We almost spin yet again. That's hairy. As the Mercedes behind is putting a lot of pressure on us. We don't go defensive. He's going to dive it down the inside here. We give him a lot of room as he broke really late. We're going to stay side by side, but we're just going to give the position up here, as I think I don't really want to be fighting him. He's faster at this stage. We just want to catch up to the cars ahead, and later we can overtake him when his tires have started to go off and we're able to phase into the race a bit better. But a lot of people have had some issues with their stops, as you can see. A lot of people are up ahead of us. Those are spots we could definitely be getting. And if I didn't spin, I'd be at the head of that train, which is frustrating. Yes, we almost have another collision into that corner with the Dirtier. But this time we're able to avoid it, and we weren't so close behind. So, it's not going how I expected, but I think we're good. We're just going to want to be putting pressure on the Mercedes. We might even be able to get past him here, as he just seemed really slow on this lap. And I definitely have the pace advantage here. We go a bit deep into the corner, messing up our racing line. But we're I think we're going to be putting enough pressure on him. I don't think he's within a second of his teammate to get any DRS on that. So we're just going to go for the nice exit of the corner. Ooh, that's a really nice exit. A bit conservative, but it's definitely worth it. And I think we'll be able to get him dumping the ERS and using DRS. He's going to go defensive, but we're going to go even more defensive. And we're going to go even more to the right, and we're going to get ahead of him before the braking zone. A nice move there that we really needed to just make sure we can get into a rhythm in this race and get ahead into some clear air and see what our actual pace is like. As his teammate is ahead, I think his teammate's a bit slow in this race. He might have some damage, or I don't think this driver is very good. So we're caught up a lot through that corner. We're going to have to stay behind with the S section, but he slows down a lot. Oh, and we make a bit of contact with him. I don't think I got damage from that, but we're going to go round the outside at a very unconventional overtaking spot. He was going extremely slowly as his teammate does get past. Oh, God. We almost spun there, and he's gonna go side by side into the trickiest corner as we're gonna stick it around the outside. He's gonna push it down the inside. We almost made contact on the exit, but we're gonna stay side by side through this back straight. As he's gonna have the DRS, he's gonna stick it up the inside. We're gonna see if we can get another switchback if he brakes too late here. We're gonna let him brake late, and he brakes late again, and we're just able to get up the inside of him. I mean, he should have known again. He was ahead. He could have broken at a normal time and stayed ahead. But I mean, I'm happy that he messed that up. Like, that helped me a lot, of course. But his teammate really, that put a spanner in the works here. As we go on to lap 7 here, some more people have pit as we're in P9. Looking at the Renault and the McLaren fighting ahead, they're going to go side by side into the tight right-hander. They go, the McLaren takes a very tight line and gets a switchback on the exit. They're going to go just as Cosmic and I did side by side through there. Oh, and they made contact. The McLaren has spun around, and the Renault, the Alpine has had to go deep, and we're just going to get 2 positions in one as they come together at a very unfortunate spot. I think that was a racing incident, though. The Alpine did get a time penalty at the end of the race, though it didn't have an effect because he was just over 5 seconds ahead of the car behind. So, I mean, that sucks for both. That sucks for strength, but that really helped me a lot as we were able to move up a lot of positions. As we caught up to the Ferrari, and we've been putting pressure on him for around 2 laps or so now. He's the only other person. Everyone has pit by this point, but we're definitely far behind. The pack ahead has not had any mistakes, and they've been pulling away a lot. But we're going to see if we can go for the move on the Ferrari. He has a 3-second penalty, but that won't be applied till later in the races. We're going to dive it up the inside, push him a bit wide here. As he backs out, we get oversteer on the exit of turn 1, but we're able to keep it cleanly. He's going to maybe be putting some pressure on us into turn 3, but we're able to keep it ahead, even though he has DRS. Just dump a little bit of the ERS just to make sure nothing bad happens, but I don't think we can catch up to the cars ahead. I mean, I'm definitely faster, but I don't think we have enough time, and my mediums are going to start to go off soon because I'm going to be needing to make a pit stop onto hards to finish off this race as a 2-stop. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate we had that horrible start, quite frankly, but we've gotten into a rhythm and recovered quite nicely here. But we move on to lap 12 here as the Ferrari is starting to put pressure on us. Our pit window is now open and our mediums are going up a lot. We're going to go defensive to the inside. He's going to go to the outside of the corner. We're going to squeeze him to the exit, but he's going to keep his nose in there. He's going to stick around the outside. We're going to be going side by side through the fast turn 2. As he squeezes us off the track, we're going to have to take evasive action, and he's going to stay ahead. I would say that's clean racing, but he was definitely rubbing me there and being really aggressive there. But I'd say that's some pretty clean racing. We've raced in the past, and I've had some good experiences with good battles with him. So we're just going to lose the position here, but we're going to be pitting anyway. We just want to make sure nothing big happens, and we can just take it to the pits on these really worn tires that are really struggling. And as I say that, we spin. I mean, this day has not been very good, as you can see. You can definitely see I'm not in the form of my life at the moment. I mean, I'm doing better than I thought I would, but the form has not been here, and I'm definitely struggling a lot to get used to the new game, because the handling model is definitely different and harder to drive than the previous game, and I haven't really had much practice. So we're going to be pitting this lap down in P. We only lost 4 seconds because we were able to reset the track pretty quickly. So we're going to see if we can catch up in the pit stops. Sorry about that. We're going to be coming into the pits now. I mean, the Ferrari does have a 6-second time penalty, so we should be able to beat him by the end of the races. He's probably going to have to make another pit stop here. But we'll see as we dive it into the pit stops here. I think we're gonna be the only one pitting here. But we just slow it down, and we're gonna go to our marks, and the pit crew is ready for us. We'll see if it's a fast pit stop. I think it has to be a 2.6 and online. So we'll see if that's correct, and it seems to be, which is what they did to make the game more fair, which I do like that. We should be able to come out ahead of the Alpine of Carlos Sainz. But it's going to be a bit close here. He's going to be on some soft tires that are 2 steps harder than mine. And I'm going to be on some really cold tires going into turn 1. He's going to get really close. I go a bit deep here, but we should be able to stay ahead. He might be able to put pressure on me into turn 3 here, as I'm on some really cold tires. He's on some nice rubbed up... God, I don't know why I said that. Nice warm soft tires, but we are able to stay ahead, and we should be able to pull away from him, because I do think I have an overwhelming pace advantage on him as a driver. But we move on here. We're looking at a replay of... I don't know what's going on here. I'm sorry for this. I mean, I can't record this all again, but this is a glitch. I didn't remember to take it out when I saw that this made a mistake. I was supposed to be showing you what happened with the Ferrari, which happens right now. As let's see if we get safety cars. He retires from the session. But do we get... Yes, we do get a safety car. That's going to help our race out a lot. We should be able to go on to some fresh mediums here to finish off the race. And we'll be able to see if... Yeah, I think we can make up a lot of positions here with a decent amount of laps left. While we benched up, I think a podium maybe would be possible. That'd be a bit of a stretch, but I think it could be possible if we cut onto our pits. The McLaren head is going to change his wing, so we might be able to cut him in the pits. Let's see. We'll see right now. It's going to be very close. We're going to stop on our marks to see if the pit stop can get a good stop. As we go ahead, did we get ahead? Oh, we just get ahead. We go through, and the game is... Wow, that's very lucky that we were able to be released. But we go through the McLaren, and we've gained a position in the pits. Didn't expect that, but I'll definitely take it, as we're just going to have to catch up to the safety queue here. So we're going to be pretty far behind. Just need to wait up for the Delta, which can be very annoying in this game, as I have gotten races ruined because of it. So we go on now, and I think we'll be able to cut to around the race start here in just a second. As we cut on here to lap 22, it's been a very long safety car as everyone's had to catch up. Everyone's being a bit feisty here. Everyone's just being really close and aggressive under this safety car. We'll see if anything happens. It looks like contact is going to happen, but the Alfa Romeo and the second Red Bull are able to not have contact, as we're just leaving a wide berth the cars ahead, but they break it! A new strategy is available on the MF. Could this day get any worse? God. We get a 5-second penalty, of course, with this game. But we left enough room for them, but they all seemingly brake checked for, I think, someone going slowly, and I wasn't able to react to it in time, and now we've gotten a yellow wing, which in this game is really unplayable, and I think the safety car is going to be coming in this lap, so we're going to be a full pit stop behind everyone. So much for catching up on a safety car. It'll probably be a P10 finish for us. I think the Alpine behind, though, has left the session. So we might be able to catch up to him because AI will be pretty slow. But this is definitely not a great race. But so I didn't expect it to be, but I definitely wish I could have done better in these circumstances. But the driver ahead does have a drive-through. I did just notice that, so I might be close to him towards the end of the race. We'll see what comes of that. But we'll see if there's any carnage during the safety car restart, which I assume there will be, which maybe will help me claw back some more points if others have to pit as well. As everyone's going to be going to green here, and we're just going to be pulling it off into the pits right behind the safety car. This is quite demoralizing to watch. See, it's just annoying. We're gonna have to serve our 5-second penalty here, which we didn't even deserve. I don't get that, and that's really gonna bring a halt to this race. I don't think we'll have a very interesting last few laps as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be quite thrilling and interesting to see a big fight going on towards the end of this, but obviously that was taken away from us, and that's really unfortunate. So we're gonna go here at lap 23. That was a slow pit stop, like a really slow pit stop, but it's okay. We are not in 10th because the Mercedes was lapped and was caught under safety car, so that sucked for him. But we move here onto lap 27 or 29. We got ahead of the Alpine, and the McLaren had to pit due to damage, but Bamford, the Alfa Romeo behind, is also at the pit, but he doesn't have a 3-second penalty here. So we're going to have to try and make sure that even though he's on softer tires, he does not get within 3 seconds of us. And that could be a pretty decent P6 for all that's happened here. And, oh, almost losing a car. These tires are getting a bit hard to drive because these are a used set from qualifying. But there's a caution mark behind, and the Alfa Romeo has spun out. He spun out and DNF'd in the wall. Again, I've been having issues at the exit of that corner all day, but it seems like his issues have become worse than mine, as that's going to pretty much guarantee a P6 finish for us as we move on to the last lap of the race here. The Red Bull has dominated this race from start to finish. It's going to be a Red Bull 1-2. Very impressive for them, as they're going to obviously lead the Constructors and the Drivers' Championships. But we're going to come home in a pretty lowly P6 because I think we definitely could have done better. But towards the end of the race, I was able to get some consistency back, so I'm pretty hopeful for next race. I think next race will be a really good one here. As we move on and we finish the race, I mean, pretty disappointed, but I think next race we can do a lot better. So thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment what you thought about this. I know my content's been in and out recently, and I'm sorry for that, but I'll try and get on a bit more of a basis and maybe do some more montages as well, because I think editing has been pretty fun for me recently. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, stay safe, and goodbye.